everyone, it's Jess from Real Life here. I'm here with Sam,
Yay!
one of our beautiful participants who I've been very fortunate to watch Sam grow over about the last 8 to 9 years when I first met Sam.
Wow, crazy. So when did I first meet you? 2011.
2011.
Huge.
So we've known each other in a few different organisations in different capacities. So do you want to talk about your journey so far?
My journey so far, okay, wow, it's a long one. So 13 years ago, I had this dream of like working in radio, and when I say it was a dream, it was just like this goal of like, you know, something I'd like to do one day. And when I was about 16, I got in to do some work experience with the ABC, and I remember my first work experience interview. The boss actually said to me, "If you're here because you think the headphones are cool, you're in the wrong industry." And I was like, oh, but the headphones are cool. And he gave me my start. His name was Peter Riley, and he let me go in for a week and learn how radio worked in a talkback sense with the ABC. And my passion just grew from there. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Where do I go? And then I went to Vox FM, a community station in Wollongong, and I started training with them, I think 2 days a week, and got my first foray into radio. And then after that, I was training, and they wouldn't give me an opportunity to have my own show on air. So after that, it was probably about 2011 at that stage, and I was probably around maybe 20 years old. And
just a baby.
Yeah, and then I moved down to a community station called Triple UFM in Nowra, where a guy by the name of Rob Bell would take me under his wing and train me, and we're still great mates today. But they were the people that gave me my first opportunity on air. And it was literally within 2 weeks that I had my own radio show, so it was a spiral that just went out of control. I did that for 10 years solidly.
Yeah.
And there was one day in about 2017 because I applied for the Australian Film, Television and Radio School about 5 years prior to that, and I'd applied 4 times in a row. And there was a point, I think it was about 2018, where I was like, oh man, I really want to get paid for this now. Like, I was getting 70 callers on a weekend, and you know, people loved listening to me, and I thought, wow, you know, I just have to get paid for it. So I took my headphones off, and I started doing some research on what I could do to further my skills, and that's what led me to do my diploma in broadcasting at Ultimo TAFE.
Yep.
And I met a beautiful lady by the name of Natalie Positive. She wouldn't mind me mentioning it because she was an integral part of my radio career. She told me to quit community radio, and if I wanted to become a commercial radio star, I'd need to take out all my bad habits and just, you know, learn how to be commercial. And then I did that, and I
studied.
Yeah.
Put in the hard yards.
Moved into my advanced diploma in radio and journalism. So I learned how to study a story and stuff like that, and actually find the facts. And then with that, I got accepted into the Australian Film, Television and Radio School, and that's when it all took off. You know, I was lucky enough to be a part of the top 15 best up-and-comers in Australia, right around Australia, to be at the Australian Film, Television and Radio School, and it just took my career to the next level. And then did that for 12 months, did it during COVID, which was bloody difficult, and that's where the support team with you guys came in. And met my support worker, Sammy. He had a great background in production, and I'll tell you what, for some days if he wasn't there working on production in the background, trying to get stuff up online, I don't know where I'd be today, but with Sammy, it's been a crazy 14 months. And then we moved to 2022, and I finished uni and I was trying to apply for jobs, and I was getting knocked back. I applied for about 22 jobs, 23 jobs to get into the industry, and the only reason I was getting knocked back was because of my disability. Not because radio stations are so old, and they don't have the budget to be able to put wheelchair access in. It's no one's fault.
It's not accessible.
But it's just not accessible, and that's when Wave FM came to my rescue. They called me up one day, and because I'd applied for a job with them, and they called me up on the 13th of February this year, and they said, we want you to come in and do an internship. And I was like, oh wow, an internship. And then they're like, but we can't pay you. And I found out yesterday that all the reasons as to why they did things was so they could build me up and
to set you up,
be where I am now. So I wasn't getting paid, but the first thing the boss wanted to see from me, Joel Gosper, great guy, the first thing he wanted to see from me was passion and commitment. And he knew that if I didn't get paid, he could really see my passion and see my drive and commitment. And sometimes,
and you got that.
Yeah. Sometimes, and I have to be completely honest when I say this, when you do something for free but you love it so much, it's not hard work. And you can't be scared to go out and get your hands dirty for free sometimes if you have to, but you just got to keep working hard, because if you give up, everyone will give up on you. And I know that sounds corny, but people have to create their own opportunities in life. And if you sit back on your ass and do nothing about it, it won't come to fruition. And that leads me to today. I make my big journey to Muswellbrook on Friday to take up my first ever full-time job as a 30-year-old with a station called Power FM and the Australian Radio Network. So it's just...
So what, if you can tell us, what will your job involve?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Okay.
I can. So I'm going to be the afternoons announcer.
That's pretty cool.
From 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock. But I also have another role within that job, which is which is on the promotions team. So, I'll be organising competitions, organising the way things look on the station, and organising competitions for people. So you might hear a competition like the Secret Sound or the $1,000 Minute. I'm the guy that organises that.
That's so cool.
So no, it's really exciting, and I look forward to my future with where I'm going. And I have to thank RLA for everything they've done for me, because sometimes the hardest thing is to admit that you actually need help.
It is.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. We're incredibly proud of Sam.
Oh, yeah, isn't everyone?
I think what you said really hits home, because we are very focused on employment here at Real Life.
Yeah.
And we have our social enterprises, and our end goal is to get people into mainstream employment.
Yeah.
So you recognising that you needed support, we worked really hard to make sure that you had the supports that you needed, but the match was right with your support worker, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to help you with productions and all of the boards and things like that, but your support worker absolutely could. So match is important.
That's one thing I've got to say about RLA, because I haven't just worked with Sam, I've worked with a number of people, and the people that I've worked with, they're all passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
So, and they want to see people succeed. So that's been my favourite thing about RLA.
That's awesome.
I really like the way you do things. Like, this office is just, it's so nice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. We love our office. Yeah. In a nutshell, we've got all exciting times ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really important for any participants that are watching this. If you put in the hard yards, you can get your end goal. I've literally watched it with Sam.
Oh, you do have to work hard though.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's going to be days where it's going to be bloody shit. I mean, you'll wake up and you'll go, why am I doing this? And I tell you what, I've had those days more than I've had my good days, right?
Yeah.
But if you want it bad enough, and I mean, like, if you want it bad enough, you've got to go out and get it, because no one else can help you. So it's all about self-motivation and doing things to be able to help yourself. So, yeah.
Very good.
Hopefully that's a positive message for everyone, and they don't look at my social medias and realise I'm full of shit later on.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Sam, and we wish you the very best of luck, and I know we'll still be in touch.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing, Jess. Thank you so much. Thank you to RLA. Thank you to Sam and Justine and
Tristan.
the CEO, Sam, Tristan, everyone.
Yeah.
Because they make it like a little family. It's really nice. It's been a nice environment to be a part of. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Sam.